Hello everyone. Today I would like to talk about fear. Um, this is a subject that I have been researching for some time now. When I say researching, I obviously mean reading about it and feeling it really. I have been feeling a lot of fear, and I've been trying to find out ways and resources to help me live with this fear, but also, I guess, get rid of the fear as well, because living with fear is not, as you probably know, is not something that is comfortable. And maybe I start with talking about my experience. My main source of fear is finance. I have been always worrying about not having enough money. I don't come from a poor family, or a family that didn't have enough resources or didn't have enough food. I'd say just opposite. My parents were always quite resourceful. They are both well educated, so therefore they both had good jobs. Even though although I have the fear was installed in me since my early childhood. The fear of not having enough money, the fear of worrying about money have been somehow installed in me, and I don't know how many of you would recognize that. Parents worrying about money and sharing with you that we don't have enough, why are you spending? So all this shame and guilt around money has been with me since I remember. So that is one part. And I was thinking a little bit deeper, because not having enough money and then not being able to buy food, or I don't know, going on holidays or provide for your family is one thing, but I was trying to go a little bit deeper and see where this really comes, what is the basis. If I dig deeper, what is this fear about? And one thing that I have discovered is definitely not belonging, not being worthy, not being good enough, and being abandoned, and also not having a place to stay, to sleep, not having a home. And then it goes deeper to things like being homeless. I really don't know where this comes from. I was also looking at some family history and how it might be connected to some trauma from other generations that I may be carrying. And for example, I was talking to my auntie, and she told me a story about my dad's dad, who has been put to prison because he took part in what was in kind of Soviet Poland in early 60s or middle 60s, when in Poland there wasn't enough food, I guess, and people had this special kind of like tickets, I could call it, to get meat. And there was a big meat gate, or a kind of crime for those times. I'm not really sure how to explain it in English, but basically a huge group of people was involved in maybe smuggling a meat or selling it not how they supposed to, and there was a big outrage when that was discovered. Obviously that was all just con, and you know, the Poland back then was just very badly run, and was, like I said, was under Soviet Union kind of government, and there was a lot of corruption going on, and that was just all corrupted anyway. But anyway, all those people who were involved in this meat gate, so this big crime, were kind of put to prison, and the main person was, I think he was given a death sentence. And my dad's dad, so my granddad, who was a minor, very minor, some sort of accountant or someone for this Meatgate, was actually put to prison, and my grandma was left with 4 kids to tend for herself. And she was a cleaning lady back then, and she had to care for the whole family. And one day police came over to her house and took everything because of my grandpa. So I think that maybe, and this is a very, obviously this story is something very personal, so I share it with you just to show you how this trauma might have been a part of the thing that's causing me this fear. Because actually the fear of being in prison, of, like I said, not having my own home, is really very present, to the point that sometimes it's really is really making me freeze. That's how deep this fear goes, and this is really connected with not having money. So I encourage you very much to look into your family history and to ask your grandmas, your grandpas, your family about things that might have happened in the past, and you know, do it before they pass away. Do it when they still remember, because you know, grandfathers and grandmas, they older now. Like my grandma, she's still alive, she's almost 100 years old, but she doesn't remember nothing. She's now actually more connected to spiritual world than any of us, and I am having a really interesting conversation with her, which is actually maybe a subject for another episode. But I am really encouraging you, talk to your family and inquire as much as you can about your family, because I think and I feel that it can really help you to discover things that you might be afraid of, things that are there for you, and you don't know where your fears are coming from, and they might as well be coming from some generational trauma from some of your relatives, or even not relatives, but people who are maybe part of your family, and I feel that that's what's happening to me. And I am actually at this very moment really in this fear a lot because of the financial troubles. I don't know if I have been really easy with money, because on one hand I am trying to be in the flow, and I am not afraid of money or scared of money. I am trying to see money as this energy that just comes and goes. But I feel that the fear of not having money and going deeper because I don't have money, I cannot travel. Because I cannot travel, I can't see my friends. Because I can't see my friends, I am not, I don't belong. And I don't have money, so I cannot go out. And I don't connect with people. So I think that the deeper thing about this is the feeling of loneliness. Like I said again, the feeling of not belonging and being abandoned. From my experience and from what I have read, it's about feeling those feelings, not trying to discard them, not trying to not feel them, just being with them. It's really, really hard. It's hard to be with the feelings and then let them go, because you can, when you hang up on one thought, it's the fearful thought, it can really drag you down. So I'm still trying to figure out the way of letting go. The most important thing for me is always awareness. Be aware that when you starting to go into this black rabbit hole of thinking the more and more and more horrible thoughts and being more and more and more afraid, and stop yourself, and not by saying, oh, stop thinking about this, you're so silly, still thinking about this, but recognize that this is what you're thinking, and see that you can replace it with something else. Coming back to my first episode about being grateful, this is really good thing as well. Start being grateful and recognizing what you have really, really helps. And the last thing, if I was to give you tools to trying and be with your fear, is getting in touch with your body, and breath is something that really helps getting in touch with your body. So deep breathing in and out, and kind of breathing into your stomach, feeling the air that is coming into your lungs, into your stomach, into your tummy, and then slowly breathing it out. Whichever, there's so many methods, you can research them. You can do breath work, you can do all sorts of, I'm so bad with names, I don't even remember the 4 and 8. I'm not bad with names, and I do remember, it's just this one I don't remember. I think it was called the 8. So some people do the breathing exercise with a cube, whichever way it helps you, but just be aware that you're breathing. Be aware how your breath is it shallow, is it deep? You can I sometimes walk and count my breath, count the in breath and then count the out breath, and the more you can count in and then the more you can count out, it kind of stops the anxiety, stops the fear. So maybe try that also. Thank you so much for today. It was a very rush episode of fear. I may do part 2 about this. It's not very easy subject to talk about, and again it kind of brings up those thoughts in me, but you have to talk about it. One thing that I haven't mentioned is journaling and writing about it. It does allow this to kind of flow out of you. You don't want to keep it inside you. You don't want to hold it, especially in your tummy, in your chest. You want to let it go. So the writing it is really good at, you know, talking about it. For me, it's a podcast. In a way, it's a hard thing to do, to talk about it, but on the other hand, it allows me to kind of get it outside from my system. And exercising, I know probably for a lot of you, exercising is a really good way of getting rid of those emotions. And again, it's not getting rid, like bottling them up, is more releasing them, more letting them go. That's what it is about. So my lovelies, thank you so much for listening, and I really appreciate you, and until the next time.